Okay, good morning everyone. So today we are going to discuss about the solution of annual examination mathematics paper, last year's mathematics annual examination paper, that is 2020-21. Okay, so in this question paper basically it is divided into part A and part B. Part A is having two sections. Section 1 is having questions from 1 to 16, and these 16 question of 1 mark each, and each question are solution based question. So you have to write the complete solution of the given questions. So first question is first questions we are having two choices. Okay, first part is find a rational number lying between 1 upon 3 and 1 upon 2. Okay, so to find the rational number between 1 by 3 and 1 by 2, what we can directly apply the formula, that is a plus b upon 2. So the child has applied the formula a plus b upon 2. So 1 by 3 plus 1 upon 2 upon 2. So it is getting 5 upon 6 into 1 upon 2. The answer is coming 5 upon 12. Or you can also do like this, that you convert 1 by 3 into and 1 by 3 and 1 by 2 into like fractions. So like it will be 1 by 3 when we multiply it. Just wait a second. 1 by 3 will be multiplied. Just wait a second. Like you can do this. 1 by 3, if you multiplied 1 by 3, you can multiply 1 by 3 into, since we are having the denominator as 3 and 2, so we will take the LCM of 3 and 2. So LCM of 3 and 2 is, since 3 and 2 are co-prime number, it will be 6. So it will be multiplied by 2, and in the denominator also multiplied by 2. So we are getting that is equal to 2 upon 6. And similarly the other fraction, that is 1 upon 2, will be multiplied by, I am writing here, 1 upon 2 will be multiplied by 3 in the numerator and denominator. So we will be getting 3 upon 6. So we are getting the numerator and denominator 3 upon 6 and 2 upon 6. Now we have to take out a rational number between 2 by 6 and 3 by 2. 6. We can multiply it by again 2. So we will be getting equals to 6 upon 12, and here it will be again multiplied by 2. Same number. Okay, we are multiplying by same number. So we are getting 4 upon 12. So the number between 4 upon 12 and 6 upon 12 is equal to 5 upon 12. Which is the same, which so between 5 upon 12 and 6 upon 12 will be same. Okay, that is, so 5 upon 12 we will be getting as the answer for this part. Second part of the same question, express 0.3 bar as the fraction in the simplest form. So 0.3 bar can be expressed in the simplest form as, just wait a second, 0.3 bar can be expressed in the form of notation. Just wait a second. 0.3 bar can be expressed as okay, there is one more, sorry. Okay, just, yes, 0.3 bar can be expressed as, question was express 0.3 bar as a fraction in the simplest form. So 0.3 bar can be expressed in the simplest form. Let 0.3 bar be equals to x. We will suppose let 0.3 bar equals to x. Now if we multiply by 10 both the side, it will become 10x equals to 3.3 bar. 3.3 bar. So the above equation can also be written as x equals to 0.3 bar. Okay, make this as equation number 1, and this as equation number 2. Now we will subtracting equation 2 from 1, equation number 2 from 1. Subtracting equation 2 from 1, we will be getting 10x minus 9x, 10x minus of x equals to 3.3 bar minus of 0.3 bar. So it will be getting, we will be getting 9x equals to 3. So x equals to 3 upon 9, that is x equals to 1 upon 3. So we have got x equals to 1 by 3 as the answer. Okay, so now let us do the next question. Question number 2. Write the degrees of the polynomial 2x minus root 5. So degree of the polynomial 2x minus root 5. So 2x minus root 5 is basically what? It is 2x minus root 5. We are having 2x. So the power of the highest power of the variable is called the degree. So the highest power of the variable x here is 1. So therefore the degree of the polynomial 2x minus root 5 is 1. Degree of the polynomial 2x minus root 5 is 1. Okay. Now next part, question number 3. Factorize 100 minus 9x square. 100 minus 9x square. So 100 minus 9x square, if we are factorizing, 100 minus 9x square, if we are factorizing, so 100 minus 9x square, 100 can be written as square of 10 minus 9x square. 9 is the square of 3, so we can write it as 3x whole square. So a square minus b square, a plus b, a minus b, that is 10 plus 3x and 10 minus 3x. Okay, now question number 4. In this question there are two adjacent angles on a straight line are in the ratio 5:4. Find measure of each one of these angles. Two adjacent angles are in the ratio 5:4. So let the angles here, let me draw the figure. If suppose two adjacent angles lie on a straight line. So this is the straight line, sorry, take the annotation. Okay, so this is the straight line and this is the ray. So there are two angles which are lying on a straight line. Okay, so they are saying they are in the ratio 5:4. So we are taking the first angle as 5x and the second angle as 4x. So 5x and 4x are the two angles. So since they are lying in a straight line, so these are the sum of these two angles will be 5x plus 4x is equal to 180 degree. This is because they are the linear pair of angles. Two adjacent angles which are on the straight line, or if the sum of the two adjacent angle is the straight angle 180 degree, then we can say that 5x and 4x are the linear pair of angles. So 5x plus 4x equals to 180, 9x equals to 180, x equals to 180 upon 9. So x will be equals to 20 degree. So that is 5x equals to 5 into 20, because we have got the value of x as 20, so 5x will be 5 times of 20, 100 degree. 4x will be 4 times of 20, that is 80 degree. Okay, now the next part, question number 5. Question number 5, find the angles which is 4 times of its complement. Find the angle which is 4 times of its complement. So angle which is 4 times of its complement will be 4 times of its complement. So again let me take the notation. So we know that complementary angles are what? Complementary angles are, sum of the complementary angles are 90 degree. I have told you C for complement. So complementary angles are those angles whose sum is equal to 90 degree. So let the angle be x. Okay, if the angle is x, then the complementary angle will be 90 minus x. How come 4x? What he has done? Oh my god, he has done it wrong. Let me check again. Find the angle which is 4 times its complement. 4 times of its complement. If the, this is wrong. This is wrong. Okay. If the, let the angle be x. Let the angle be x. Angle be x. Let the angle be x. Then its complement will be 90 minus x. Complement will be, acha, the, oh sorry, it is saying that the complement is 4 times of the first angle. Let the angle be x, which is 4 times its complement. So the complement angle, okay, it is correct. It is correct. So if we are, the smaller angle be x, then the larger angle is 4 times of the bigger angle. So the larger angle will be 4 times of this angle x, and they are saying that they are complementary angles. So sum of these two angles, that is 4x plus x, will be 90. 5x is equals to 90 degrees, so x will be 90 upon 5, that is x equals to 18 degree. This is correct. Okay, now next part, question number 6. It is saying that in which quadrant the coordinate -3, 5 and -2, 4 lie. So -3, 5. So -3, 5. If we are saying, let's take the annotation. If we are taking the annotation, okay, then I write here. Just wait a second. -3, 5 and -2, 4. -3, 5 and -3, 5. First point is this, and second is -2, 4. -2, 4. These are the 2 points. So we have to take which quadrant they will lie. So if we draw x and y axis, this is x dash, this is y dash. So this will be first quadrant, this will be second quadrant, this will be third quadrant, and this will be fourth quadrant. Okay, so here the values of x will be positive and the values of y will be positive. Here the values of x will be negative and the values of the y will be positive. Here the values of x will be negative and the values of y will be positive. Means this is third quadrant, and here the values of x will be negative x will be negative and the y will be x will be positive and y will be negative. So they are having minus 3 comma 5 third quadrant, minus 2 comma 4 this is also in the third quadrant, minus 3 comma 5 minus 2 comma 4. So both will lie, first one is minus 3 comma minus 5, minus 3 comma minus 5, minus 3 comma minus 5. So x is negative, first x is positive, y is positive, second x is negative, y is positive, third x is negative and y is also negative, and in case of the fourth one, x is positive and the y is negative. So here we are having the value of x is negative and the y is also negative, so it is in the third quadrant, and x is negative, y is positive, so it will be in the second quadrant. So the answer will be third and the second quadrant. Same the child has written, so it is correct. Next is part number 7, question number 7. Question number 7 is that if the point 3 comma 4 lie on the graph of equation 3y is equal to ax plus 7, then find the value of a. Okay, so if 3 comma 4 lie, so we have to substitute the values of x as 3 and the y as 4. Substitute the value of x as 3 and y as 4. Given 3x minus 4y plus 6 equals to 0. X values of x is given 2 and y equals to 3. So we will be substituting the value of x as 2 and y as 3. So it will be 3 times of 2 minus 4 into 3 plus 6 equals to 0. So it will be 6 minus 12 plus 6 equals to 0. That is 0 equals to 0. That means the left hand side is equal to the right hand side. It shows that the point 3 comma 4 lie on the graph of the given equation. Okay, but we need to find out the value of this was the second part. X equals to 2 and y is equal to 3 satisfy the linear equation 3x minus 4y plus 6 equals to 0. Yes, since LHS is coming equal to RHS, so yes, this part, x equals to 2 and y is equal to 3 is satisfying the linear equation. Now the next second part, that is first part which the child has not done, we will do it. If the point 3 comma 4 we have to check that point 3 comma 4 lie on the graph of equation, lie on the equation. What is the equation given? 3x minus 4y plus 6. 3x minus 4y 3x minus 4y plus 6 equals 0. Okay, so 3x minus 4y plus 6 equals to 0. No, sorry. 3y equals to ax plus 7. 3y is equal to ax plus 7. 3y equals to ax plus 7. 3y equals to ax plus 7. 3y equals to ax plus 7. So equation is given 3y equals to ax plus 7. Equation is given 3y equals to ax plus 7. Okay, 3y equals to ax plus 7. 3 comma 4 lie on the graph of equation 3y equals to ax plus 7. Find the value of a. So very simple, we will take for x equals to 3 and y equals to 4, we'll substitute. So 3 times of 3y becomes 3 times of 4 equals to a into x becomes 3 plus of 7. So we get 4 3 is 12 minus of 7 equals to 3a. So we get the value of 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 4. So 4 upon 3 equals to a. So the value of a is 4 upon 3. Value of a is 4 upon 3. Hope that is clear. Okay. So next part of the question number 8. Find the value of x for the given figure if O is the center of the circle. Find the value of x for the given figure if O is the center of the circle. So in this figure, O is the center of the circle. Question number 8. Okay, figure, the child is not drawn. So let us see what was the figure. O is the center of the circle. So the angle AOC is given 130 degree, and the angle ABC we have to find x. Find the value of x. O is the center of the circle. Okay, so if angle AOC is 130, then angle reflex of angle AOC will be what? Reflex of angle AOC will be 360 minus of 130. Reflex of angle AOC will be, okay, he has done, reflex of angle AOC will be 360 minus 130, that is 230 degree. Now we know that angle subtended by an arc, angle subtended by a chord at the center is double of the angle subtended on the circumference. So angle subtended at the circumference by this arc, bigger arc, by this bigger arc, angle subtended by this bigger arc. Okay, let's take it as x. So AXC, angle subtended by this arc at the center, will be reflex of angle AOC. It will be double of the angle ABC. So since angle A, reflex of angle AOC is 230, so angle of ABC will be half of 230, that is 115 degree. Okay, hope you have understood. Now next part, that is part number 2. Part number 2, that is, if O is the center of the circle, find the value of x. If O is the center of circle, find the value of x. So in this case, let me draw the figure. Okay, triangle 48. O is the center of the circle, find the value of x. Okay, 48 and x. Okay, 48 and x. Okay, so in this they are given, sorry, this is the circle and the triangle is something like that. This is the center of the circle. From the center, this is a triangle formed, something like that. 48 degree, x degree. Okay, this is A, this is B, this is O, and this is 48 degree. 48 degree. This is x degree. Okay, so we need to find the value of x. We need to find the value of x. Okay, so we know that OA and OB are the radius of the circle. OA is equal to OB because they are the radius of the circle. Radius of circle. Radius of circle. Okay, since OA and OB are radius of circle, so we can say that angle subtended by OA will be equal to angle subtended by OB. Therefore we can say angle opposite to equal sides are equal. So we can say that angle OAB is equal to angle OBA. Angle opposite to equal side. Angle opposite to equal side. Equal side. Angle opposite to equal side. So it will be, So we can say that, let me change the color. Okay. Okay. So it will also be, this will be x all. This will also be x. So we say that angle opposite to equal side are equal. Now in triangle OAB by angle sum property, we say that sum of the angle is equal to 360 degree. Sum of the angle is equal to 180 degree, sorry. So it will be x plus of x plus of 48 equals to 180 degree. So we say that 2x equals to 180 minus 48. So it will be 180 minus 48 will be what? 49, 50 and 60, 70, 80, 32, 132. So x will be equals to 132 upon 2, that is 66 degrees. So which implies that the value of x is 66 degree. Okay, hope that is clear to everyone. Okay, next part. Question number 9. Find the total surface area of the cone if the slant height is 21 centimeter and diameter of it is 24 centimeter. Slant height is given, diameter is given, total surface area we have to calculate. Slant height is given, so slant height given, L is equal to 21 centimeter. So when we will convert into meter, it will be 0.21 meters. Diameter is 24 meter, will convert into okay, so it is equals to radius will be half of the diameter, that is 12 meter. Now total surface area of cone is equal to curved surface area plus the base area. So pi RL plus of pi RL is curved surface area plus, that is pi into radius into slant height plus pi r square, that is area of the circular base. So pi is 22 upon 7 into r is 12 into slant height, that is 0.21 meters or 21 upon 100 meter plus of pi r square, that is 22 upon 7 into 12 into 12. Okay, now so on solving we will be getting that 22 into 12 into 3 upon 100 and this. So on solving we are getting 460.49 square meter. Okay, so this was total surface area. Okay, now question number 10. In question number 10, in the figure AB parallel to D, AB is parallel to D given, and so angle BAE will be equal to angle AED because they are alternate interior angles, 35 degree each. This is what they have done. BAE is equal to DEC, alternate interior angle, 35 degree. Now in triangle DCE, we know that angle E is 35, angle D is 53, angle C we have to take out, that is we can apply the angle sum property of triangle, that is angle C plus 53 plus 35 equals to 180. So that is angle C is equal to 180 minus 35 minus of 53, that is equal to 92 degree. Now we will come to question number 11. Question number 11 is saying find the volume of the hemisphere of radius 21 centimeter square. Let me see what he has done. Volume of hemisphere, yes. So volume of hemisphere formula is 2 by 3 pi r cube. So radius is given 21 centimeter, 2 by 3 pi r cube. It will be 2 upon 3, pi is 22 upon 7, r is 21 into 21 into 21. So 7 3 the 21 will cancel out. On solving we will be getting 19404 centimeter cube. Okay, Now second part of the same question, it is saying the curved surface area of cylinder is 1210 centimeter square and diameter is 20 centimeter. Find its height. Curved surface area is given and diameter is 20 centimeter. We have to find the height. Just wait a second. Question number 11. This was wrong question paper. No, this only. Just wait. 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11. Okay. Curved surface area was given 1210 centimeter square. The same question is there na? Curved surface area was given 1210 centimeter square, diameter is 20 centimeter. We have to find the height. Same question. So curved surface area is 1210 centimeter square, diameter is 20 centimeter, radius will be half of that, 20 centimeter. So formula of curved surface area, 2 pi RH is equal to 1210. So 2 pi into 2 pi, instead of pi we'll substitute the value 22.7 into R, that is 10 into H equals to 1210. So this 10 0 and 0 will cancel out. H will be equals to 121 into 7 upon 44, that is 19.25 centimeter. Okay. Now next part they are saying question number 12. A coin is tossed 200 times and it is found that heads come up 114 times. Okay, so if head is coming 114 times, if a coin is tossed at random, what is the probability of getting a tail? So probability of getting a tail, either you can calculate by total number of times the coin is tossed 200 and number of times head is coming 114, number of time tails coming will be 200 minus 114. Okay, so we can do 200 minus 114, so it is coming out to be 86. So 86 upon 200 we will further simplify, so it is coming 43 upon 100. So probability of getting a tail will be 43 upon 100 or 0.43. both are correct. Okay, now question number 13. Okay, so question number 13. Three angles of a quadrilateral measure 110 degree, 82 degree, 68 degree. Find the measure of the fourth angle. So we have to first we will apply angle sum property of quadrilateral, that is sum of all angles of quadrilateral is 360 degree. So sum of all angles of quadrilateral is 360 degree. Question number 13. Yes. So angle 1 is 102, 110, 82, 68. So by angle sum property of quadrilateral, sum of angles of a quadrilateral is 360. So let the fourth angle be angle 4 or angle X we can say. So angle 4 is equal to 110 plus 82 plus 68 is 260. So angle 4 360 minus 260, that is 100 degree. Okay, next question number 14. It is given that the probability of winning a game is 0.7. What is the probability of losing the game? So probability of losing the game will be 1 minus probability of winning the game. So probability of losing the game will be probability of winning plus probability of losing is equal to 1. So probability of losing will be 1 minus 0.7, that is 0.3. Question number 15. Question 15 is find the range of the given data 2, 10, 9, 9, 5, 2, 3, 7, 11. So the given data we will first arrange in the ascending order. So smallest value is 2 and the largest value is 11. So range will be maximum value minus minimum value, that is 11 minus 2, that is equal to 9. Now question number 16. Draw a line segment AB is equal to 8 centimeter. Draw its perpendicular bisector. So perpendicular bisector, how you will draw? That is, first we will draw a line segment AB, let's say 8 centimeter. Then with the AS center, we will draw a arc above AB and below AB, taking radius greater than more than AB, more than half of AB basically. We will draw an arc above AB and below AB. Similarly, with BS center taking same radius, we will draw another arc above and below AB, such that the two arcs intersect at point P and Q, will join PQ. This will be the perpendicular bisector of AB. Question number 17. This is basically case study question. So in countries USA and Canada, temperature is measured in Fahrenheit, where countries in India it is measured in Celsius. Linear equation that converts Fahrenheit to Celsius given. F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. So we need to for part A, if the temperature is 30 degrees Celsius, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? So we have to in place of C we have to substitute the value as 30. So in the formula 9 by 5 into C plus 32. So in place of C we will substitute 30. 5 6 are 30. So 9 into 6 is 54 plus 32, that is 86 degree Fahrenheit. In the second part they are saying if the temperature is 95 degree Fahrenheit, then we have to convert it into Celsius. So again that is 9 by 5 C plus of 32. We will keep the value of Fahrenheit as 95, then 9 upon 5 into C plus of 32. So it will be 95 minus of 32. So we will be getting 9 upon 5 C equals to 63. So C is equal to 63 into 5 upon 9. Value of C is coming out to be 35 degrees Celsius. Now again C part, it is saying that if the temperature is 0 degree, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? If the temperature is 0 degree, what is the temperature in Fahrenheit? So if the temperature is 0 degree Celsius, so we will substitute the value of C as 0. So Fahrenheit 9 upon 5 into 0, that is 0 plus 32, it will be 32 degree Fahrenheit. Part number D, it is saying if the temperature is 0 degree Fahrenheit, what is temperature in Celsius? So we will substitute F as 0. So 0 is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. 9 by 5 C equals to minus 32. C will be minus 32 into 5 upon 9, that is minus 17.77 degrees Celsius. That is approximately minus 17.8 degree Celsius. The E part the child has not done. So in E part, at what temperature the values will be same? At what temperature the values will be same for both Fahrenheit and Celsius? So what temperature the values will be same for both Fahrenheit and Celsius? So for this we can F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. So first we'll write F is equal to 9 by 5. F is equal to 9 by 5 C plus 32. C plus 32. Okay, so at we have to take, they are saying that value of C and F are equal. So we will, let's say that the value of C and F are X. So if it is X equals to 9 upon 5 of X plus of 32. So we say that X minus 9 upon 5 X equals to 32. So it will be, else we will take the LCM as 5. So 5x minus the 5 9x equals 32. So we are getting minus of 4 upon 5x equals 32. So x will be equals to 32 into 5 upon minus 4. So which implies that x equals to 5 2s are 10, carry 1, 5 2s are 15, or 116 upon 4 minus, so 4 4s are 16, that is x equals to minus of 40 degree. So minus of 40 degree Celsius will be same as minus of 40 degree Fahrenheit. So the correct answer is minus of 40 degree Fahrenheit. Now question number 18, also a case study question. In question number 18, lines L intersect the line M and N at point P and Q respectively. Therefore, line L is a transversal. Line L is a transversal. Therefore, for M and N, observe the 4 angle formed. Okay, which pair of formed corresponding angles? So we can see that corresponding angles are one exterior and one interior. So 5 and 7, if we take a look at 5 and 7, they are vertically opposite angles, so they are not corresponding. 2 and 7, they are consecutive exterior angle. 2 and 6, that is 2 and 6, one exterior and one interior. This is correct. 2 and 6 are the corresponding angles. 1 and 8, they are also corresponding exterior angles. So correct answer is 2 only. Correct answer is 2. Which pair alternate interior angles? So 4 and 7 are not alternate interior, one interior, one exterior. Then 4 and 6 are alternate interior angle. Correct. 4 and 2 are vertically opposite. 4 and 8 are the corresponding angles. Which pair is alternate exterior? Alternate exterior, 2 and 6 are alternate they are corresponding. 2 and 7 are alternate exterior angle. 2 and 7. 2 and 8, no, 2 and 8 is wrong. 2 and 7 are alternate exterior, so they are on the same side. So 2 and 8 are alternate angles because they are on the opposite side of transversal, and they are alternate exterior angle. 2 and 3 are the adjacent angles basically. Which pair sum is 180 degree? 3 and 1 is no, 3 and 1 is not, sum is not equals to 180 degree. 3 and 5 is also not equal to 180. 6 and 2 is also not 180 degree. 3 and 6 will not be to 180 degree. It will be 180 if M and N would be parallel, but no such information is given in the question. Basically this question is wrong. If the diagram is like that this M and N are parallel line, if it is provided in the question, then we say that 3 and 6 will be, sum will be equals to 180 because they will be consecutive interior angles. Sum of the consecutive interior angle is 180 only if the two lines which are intersected by transversal are parallel. Okay, this is wrong question. E part, find the value of angle 1 at the value of angle 2 is 85 degree. If the value of angle 2 is 85 degree, then angle 1. So linear pair of angle, we can apply linear pair of angle we can apply, that is linear pair of angle we can apply the linear pair of angle. If angle 2 is 85 degree, so angle 1 will be 180 minus 85. Angle 180 minus 85, so it will be 180 minus of 85, that is equal to 95 degree. So 95 degree is the correct answer. Yes. Case study question number 19. Soft drink is available in 2 packs. A thin can with a rectangular base of length 5 cm, width 4 cm, having height of 15 cm, and plastic cylinder. Okay. So lateral surface area of the rectangular base. Lateral surface area of the rectangular base is asked. Okay. Lateral surface area of the rectangular base. So lateral surface area of rectangle base is basically the curved surface area of the base, that is 2L plus B times of H. Okay, 2LH plus 2BH. Okay, so that is 2L plus B times of H. L is given 5, B is given 4, so 5 plus 4 into H is 15, so it is 2 into 9 into 15, that is 270 centimeter square. Oh, sorry. Similarly, second part they are asking the curved surface area of the circular base cylinder. Okay, so curved surface area of the circular base cylinders, curved surface area of the base is, this is basically lateral surface area, they are talking LSA. Okay, this is CSA of cylinder. CSA of cylinder is 2 pi RH. Substituting the values of r as 7 and h is 10 centimeter, it is given in the question itself. The length of the rectangular base and breadth of the rectangular base, height of the rectangular base is given, and plastic cylinder with a base radius 7 centimeter, height 10 centimeter. Everything is given in the question only. So we have to just apply the formula based question. 2 pi rh, substituting the values, we have got the value as 440 centimeter square. Now volume of the rectangular base, third part they are asking capacity of the rectangular base cylinder, that is the volume. So volume of the rectangular base cylinder, volume of cylinder formula is pi r volume of the rectangular base. Okay, so volume of the cuboid formula is LBH, that is L for 5 into 4 into 15, 300 centimeter cube, and volume of cylinder, that is pi r square h. So substituting the values, we are getting 1540 centimeter cube. Now E part, they are saying difference between the capacity. Difference between the capacity means we have to subtract the volume of the rectangular base from that is volume of the cuboid from the volume of cylinder. So volume of cuboid is 1540 and volume of the cylinder is 1540 and volume of the cuboid is 300. So 1540 minus 300 is equals to 1240 centimeter cube. Question number 20. Probability question is there. What is the probability that the family chosen is earning 10,000 to 13,000 per month? So 10,000 to 13,000 per month owing 2 vehicles. So 2 vehicles, that is 29. So it will be 29 upon the total families is given 2400. So 29 upon 2400 is the correct answer. Second is asking 16,000 or more owing 1 vehicle. So 16,000 or more owing 1 vehicle is 579. So it will be 579 upon 2400. Third, it is saying what is the probability that the family chosen at random is having 7,000 per month and does not own any vehicle. 7,000 per month owing 7,000 per month, less than 7,000. Okay, so less than 7,000 and does not own any vehicle means 10. So it will be 10 upon 2400, that is 1 upon 250, 240, because 0 and 0 will cancel out. So it will be 1 and reducing 10 upon 2400 into simplest fraction, we will get 1 upon 240. Next part, what is the probability family chosen is 13,000 to 16,000 per month and owing more than 2 vehicles. 13 to 16,000 owing more than 2 is 25. So it will be 25 upon 2400. So 25 upon 2400, let us check. 25 upon 2400, 25 upon 2400, if we further solve, so 25 ones are 25, 25 8s are 200, remainder is 40, 25 9s are 200, 25 remainder is 15, 150 and 6 are, so 1 upon 96 will be the probability. 1 upon 96 will be the probability. Yes, third option is correct. What is the probability that the family chosen is owing not more than 1 vehicle? Not more than 1 vehicle means 0. So we have to add all these. 10 plus 1 11, 12 13 plus 1 14. So what is the probability the family chosen is owing not more than 1 vehicle? Okay, so this 14 plus this also. So this will be if we add 160 plus 305 plus 535, 469, 579 plus 11, 12, 13, 14. So we will be getting 1031. So 1031 upon 1200. 1031 upon 1200 is the answer. Okay, so we have done the solution of the part A. Now we will be doing part B in the next video. Thank you, class.